Oh, I hit the wall. No, I didn't.
Monk, how you doing?
What's happening, boys?
Hey, what's going on, dude?
Not much. I'm relearning in first person.
Oh my god, I'm hitting bridges like they're free. It's okay.
Yeah, first person's tough as fuck, right?
Oh my god, it is, dude.
Well, it's slower, but it's hard. Feels weird.
Yeah.
How you doing? How's the team?
Hey, good. Yeah, all good.
Like, is this the monk from Celeros?
Yeah.
Yo, dude, friggin' hats off to you guys. You guys have nailed this. The whole experience, like right down, like from the login to the game to everything, like in the last couple of years, best game I've seen yet. And like, I think my favorite part is how you guys interacted the contract with the NFT, with the wallet. Like, it's good job, man. I've seen so many games, that's where they all kind of fail, is the integration, and you guys have crushed this.
That's good.
Like, it's kind of the most important part.
It's like the only part. If you're doing a game that's based on NFT gated progress, I mean, if your NFT part, like we've played in tournaments where we literally, I wasn't able to join the tournament because they couldn't recognize my NFTs in my wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is like, yeah, this is like a breath of fresh air. Plus the gameplay is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Very good. You guys did a great
Awesome
job.
to hear, mate. That's great. Yeah, it's 5:30 a.m. here. And just woken up, and it's exciting to wake up and see everybody, playing and having a great time. But it's really cool. That's good. Great feedback. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, of course. Thanks for putting out one that works.
Yeah, lots more to come. Lots more to come. It's pretty exciting. So what sort of time are you boys laying down here?
Here's top 20.
So I just in first person, it's a learning curve, but I just laid down at 55:31.
Yeah.
I'm 56, 55.
Jesus.
I'm a second faster in third person, but we're changing that very soon here.
Yeah. 53. Oh, we got two 53s, jeez. 5303s at the top. Wow.
Oh, there we go. 54:71 first person.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
We're getting up there. I'm just gonna beat Zeph, Monk. That's all I'm going for right now.
Hey,
He took my 10th spot from me T1.
It's pretty cool to have him so involved, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was down in Adelaide and I was watching him race the real airspeeder, and then now he's playing in this, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve. So it's really cool how engaged he is with it all.
I know. I've been chatting with him. It was sick meeting him at South by too.
Yeah. I was working with Senna as well. Obviously, I was like, hey, dude, we've just put the ambassadorship program together with him, so he's coming on as our main ambassador. And
Let's go, 52-6.
what?
Yes.
Let's
What
go.
is this?
52-6?
Yes.
Damn.
Okay. Damn. You madman.
So, Monk, here's a question of the day for you.
Let's go.
If it was being run by, like, let's say AI, I don't know how to describe it better than that for the question, but if it was running at the fully everything, you're catching every ground boost, wall boost, full speed, corners are cut perfectly, what's the optimal lap? Yeah.
We don't know that.
You haven't run it with an AI?
No, we haven't run it with an AI. No.
Wow, okay. I thought you would have had, I thought to build it you would have had to.
No, that's what you guys are.
Yeah.
Just laying it down, telling us we don't need machines.
Got people.
My optimal lap is a 50. A 50.8 is my optimal.
Okay.
Jam,
So,
can you stream for me? Can I get a peek?
Yeah, one sec.
hey, if you put it on stream, you mind if I put you top corner on my Twitch?
Yeah, sure, it doesn't matter. I don't care. You can do that. If you
How are you
want.
hitting
We're
the 50?
definitely going to get into 50s there, aren't we? With a couple of days to go.
I guess
tough,
we'll see when our resident robot FP Vegan and West FPV get in.
Exactly. Yeah. It's imminent. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Is it streaming? I don't know if it's streaming.
Yeah, you're streaming.
Oh,
wait. Oh no, you're not. Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Have you had it go in the Mark III? Is it just
It's super
it's
slow.
it's
no non-starter, right?
not even close. Yeah.
non-starter, yeah.
Yeah.
But this one here, like I was saying, I think that like you guys nailed it, man. This is what I pictured that this one would, the MK4 would fly like in the tournament one, and it didn't. And then now flying this thing, like, yeah, it's far superior to the MK3.
You'd be amazed how little we tweaked.
Really?
And what
Okay.
difference it makes over time. Yeah, it's you're talking about a couple of kilometers an hour here and there.
But I mean, even the design of the ship is different, though, isn't it? Like it's a completely different ship, isn't it? No.
No.
Different
Oh, okay.
Well, the mechanics and dynamics are so like the actual weight of the vehicle, and some of the strafing capability and the speed. It's actually more about acceleration.
Okay.
Than top speed. The top speed is not too different. Just
Interesting.
acceleration, right? Remember, it used to be quite sluggish if you came round a corner and you pulled off the gas at all.
Yeah.
Now it pulls the pull away is where the difference is. Yeah.
Well, and it looks like you guys
Oh,
took
so-
off a limit in speed that the ground boost could give, or something
All
of
right,
that
so
sort.
right on.
right?
The ground boost is actually less effective now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
a
okay,
little
so
less effective.
question. What was the thought process behind changing it from the diagonal to the vertical bar?
Yeah, I think just because ground boost comes from the ground, so it's upwards. It's kind of the Alice's little creep there.
Oh, and then the wall boost is coming from the side. Okay. I
Right.
see it.
Yeah. And then and you basically got different interactions there, right? One's coming from the center, one's coming from down below, and one's coming from the side, so it's just warp. I've actually done some sketches on some new ideas on how we're going to do all this when we actually get to a higher fidelity.
I just had an idea.
Harder.
What if you did the same thing, but turned them up and down so they were like the old one, but the wall boost still comes, because all you'd have to do is just change the way that they sit, right? Change it so the wall boost comes in from the side, like how the ground boost comes up from the bottom, and then have it that the bottom meter goes up from the bottom, but they're standing like how they were last time, but you still implement that same, like coming in from the wall, like from the side or from the bottom, but up. And because I feel like these ones are hard for the eye to really kind of notice, for me anyways, right?
Oh, I guess the
Yeah.
ground boost is slightly more important in my mind.
Right.
No, but I'm
Right,
just
and
saying
that
you
was
still have the
one I
ground
was trying to
boost, but
find. Yeah, like in the last one, I was able to kind of see that in the corner of my eye.
me too, yeah.
But since
it's
it's not
all-
like a increasing bar, like
Yeah, we
you
got
don't
the-
see the
Because you got the
movement as
leaderboard
much.
in there, right?
Yeah.
And the thing in the top left. And I think you
True,
pick up
true.
Quite a lot of it.
Yo, leaderboard.
The way I was thinking about it was actually almost full screen. So if, you know when you kind of get,
Like
you kind of get attacked in a game and the screen glows. So that you've been hurt, right?
Deadly.
If it all, yeah, exactly. If it all came in around the top, you could tell that it was kind of coming in from the left or coming in from the right, and then from underneath. I think that'd probably be better.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah, like definitely the
be a
visual
cool
I think is
add-on.
important. Because like that's
Yeah.
that's how you kind of see it, and then especially if you're focused, like straight ahead, you kind of
Yeah.
need that like peripheral visual on the side
peripheral,
or
yeah,
like wherever
okay.
it's at.
Yeah, it's just a sense that you know that you got it right.
Yeah, because like from full boost to like a little bit off, it's like a little bit of a sliver, right? And like that's really hard to see.
I do like the change in direction though between the wall boost and the ground boost, because that in your
Yes,
in your
yes.
peripheral you can see.
That is
definitely.
cool for sure. Yeah. But
Maybe I'll put out a little challenge, a community challenge, to try and get people to sketch up some ideas and put them forward. Right, that's the whole point. I want to start doing that more. It's like now you guys are into it, and you're into it more than we are, right? Like, what sort of stuff how do we change things and tweak things? What do you guys think? That's the next step, really, for us.
yeah, I mean, I think, like I said earlier, dude, I think you guys have nailed this. Most of what it is all just like like comfort of life kind of stuff like that. I would take that the bars the way they are to have that leaderboard. That is the sickest thing I've seen yet. Like that, my buddy Cam J, he's in 16th right now. Sliver and I and Cam J are from DSG, and so our group got a few of the passes, and we're like, I'm 14th, Sliver's 17th, Cam J's
right behind.
16th right now, and like we're just like when I watched Cam J jump on the leaderboard while I was live, like racing, that was so badass.
Yeah.
Like nailed it on that one.
Jam, you're freaking ripping it, dude.
Oh, I didn't even.
I see your line on the bridge there, and it's very clean. That's definitely a move. That's getting you a lot of speed.
Yeah.
You're even hitting 52s on the top. It seems like, right? Like, or
close to 52. I could have got a 52 on the top so many times, but I messed up because of distractions and etc. But yeah, I could have got a 52 with the top line. But I've ridden the bottom line so much, it was just muscle for me.
yeah, I know it's hard to concentrate. I can't talk and play at the same time. It's like impossible.
That's when I do my best. That's why I haven't shut up all day.
But good stuff, Jam. You don't need to stream anymore if you don't want to. It might slow down your computer. But I appreciate you giving me a
I'll
look.
watch that shit.
I'm about to beat Zeph.
Yeah, I got
One
it.
more time, I'll watch it.
Yeah, do one more while I got
best
you on the
time
stream.
was
He's ripping it. So you're always going around on the bridge. You think that's a little better?
Who, me?
Oh, on 13.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that. That was our original line last season. Like that was kind of, if you can hit that corner just right, you almost get a wall boost off of that little nook or whatever that is.
Yeah, going down the center isn't particularly quick.
Man, nothing worse than you're on a great line and then you just ding the floor or something, trying to skim a millisecond off.
Yeah, I see it.
Come on.
The stream ended.
Mine did?
No.
Oh, thanks. Mine actually ended yesterday. That's why I asked so quickly. It shut itself off. Hey, Monk, are you still there?
He left.
I think he dipped. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. He left like a ninja. He was like, yes, they like the game. Left.
Yeah, back to bed. Back to bed, boys.
He's like, let me go put a shirt on now.
There's pants optional Friday and it's only Wednesday.
He shows up to the AMA and he's like asking his wife or something to get his shirt because he had just mowed the lawn shirtless.
Yeah, he's in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Probably hot
He's
shit over
dying.
there. Oh.
Everyone is like, oh, special surprise from Monk.
Yeah, the friggin' viewership went through the roof.
Oh, hey, Jam. Did you mean to turn off your stream?
How are you guys finding the
Oh, he's back.
change? How are you guys finding the changing gates?
I'm on the side of liking it.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was something we really debated, right? Because we knew that people were going to be putting in like 15, 20 hours, and I was concerned it was going to just annoy people if you got your perfect line on, say, lap 1, and then you had to wait a couple of laps until you could go back to your perfect line, but it's not bothering you?
No, I think it makes it so it's more kind of even. For me, anyways.
I think that is the argument against. Like, if you have less time, you want to be able to take your perfect line or whatever.
Yeah.
There's something I want to mention. I don't think I just crossed the finish line behind Senna. It was a 56-1.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a big thing. Senna is not 55-11. He's 56-11, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I keep beating him, and I beat him at 56-01.
Yeah, I just crossed the finish line, and it was like a
Really?
56.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It's definitely true though.
All right, we're gonna look at that stuff.
Yeah, and I
we
think
used to
that
serve-
it all depends. So, okay, question for you as like for the team, like, I know your goal is to like for the airspeeder side of things, but for this aspect, like the game aspect, are you looking to have like a tight group of people, like 500, a few thousand, or are you looking for mass adoption? Because that question there is what would determine my answer to the gates like fully. So I mean, if you want elite people, they're probably not going to want the gates to change because it just throws off their line, right? But if you want mass adoption, then you want to have it where any Joe Blow could pick up a controller, get in the game, and win your tournament. So that like, it's kind of two different angles I feel like that I've seen throughout the tournaments I've played in over the last couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the difference between like the Trackmania type who's just tweaking and just putting in their hours, right? And then some more sort of variant, complex gameplay like arcade type thing.
Right.
So I think we're probably going to have both, right? So we're going to have free to play, and we're talking to some pretty major partners on just sort of having a free to play access without any crypto elements and
Yeah.
rewards, and then kind of like it's a shit name at the moment, like it's called Celeros Plus, right? So if you're playing in free to play arcade, you just want to play with your mates, you're going to be able to do that. But then, wait a sec.
Your mic's kind of cutting out, Monk.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Hey, all good. No, I just said it's like this is
But
like
then and then what we'll have is like Celeros Plus. So you get to a certain point, and then you transition into a sort of Web3 tournament-based structure where there's prize pool and it's esports, right? And I think
love that.
that's going to change the gameplay once you're in that. And then you're into like synchronous multiplayer, right? Which is kind of the next step for us here, right? Instead of just ghosts, you're actually up against people down to split seconds, and that's them live.
that would be badass too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's a great because that'll increase adoption too and
Yeah.
trust when people are entering the Web3 portion of it.
Yeah. I mean, if I race and I race, which I do a bit, like you kind of get in and it's a pretty brutal learning curve, and then as soon as you get quite good and you go into live races, like fuck, I'm gonna dominate. And you just go in, you're like, whoa, everybody is next level in here, right? So you need to have that separation. So that's kind of how we're thinking about it.
Nice. Well, that's So then I think that the gates are a great way to go, because this is like I was even saying, I don't know, something I've seen where a lot of like other games, they want to try to like, oh, we made our graphics better. Like, to me, then what I would think the best next move for like everything looks great in here, but I wasn't a shot across the bow. I'm just saying, like, how like the windows aren't like fully done, and you know what I mean? Like, there's things obviously of the environment that you're gonna eventually flesh out, right?
This is totally block mesh.
Right,
And
right, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't even looked at it. Like, it's
Perfect.
thing.
I love it.
Now this is going to be high fidelity AAA quality.
Sick.
to it.
Yeah, so for me, the next thing that, like, what I've seen where other projects have not gone so well is that, like, people in this space bitch about everything. It's like Monday morning they're bitching, Friday night they're bitching. But I think a big thing, like, if you guys had a second map, like a second track that was there, that was available, that would be, like, better than the high fidelity to me.
Yeah, put that as priority over it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like people are gonna get stale with stuff, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
well, like and the it's not like a World Explorer game, right? So if you're looking for what's gonna be, your best ROI, it's gonna be more maps, because then the entertainment is gonna keep going, and things are gonna get stale. And then all the details, those are just, cherry on top to just be like, hey, we're not some guys in our basement. you know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're actually, in the way that you build these things, they're actually kind of different teams, right? So we just haven't engaged the, let's call it the art team yet, and it's not creative team like Ian heads up creative. It's art, right? And it's like commoditized development of assets, and you kind of brief those guys, and you go, here's the brief. This is the kind of the tone we're looking at. This is the style we're looking at. Do a small corner of the world, and then go away and just build fucking crack scenarios.
Yeah. You guys do your work.
Yeah, that's it's kind of like a whole stream of work that we just haven't engaged in. We want to prioritize getting the gameplay right first.
Love it. That's so clutch, man. I've been saying for a couple of years that all these games are trying to do everything but the game. I'm like, listen, I'm a gamer. I want to fly this airspeeder around until my eyes bleed today. If you can do that, you have me, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm already 6 hours into this tournament, and I don't plan on stopping for at least like 4 or 5 more hours right now. And you know, like, and it's not forced. Like I was saying earlier, like I'm not getting paid to say what I'm saying. I'm actually liking the fact that you guys clearly care about us having a good time playing your game.
Yeah, that's so good to hear, dude. Like, it really, you've no idea how happy that makes me, and how many hours, how much work we put into this shit. And it's not just this shit, it's like
everything, yeah.
Right.
Well, and especially the blockchain on top of it too. You not only did you take something that's an impossible task, making a flight game, then you're like, you know how we could make this harder, boys? Let's add on the blockchain and wallet connecting and all that bullshit and NFTs. And no, this is like, yeah, and you guys nailed that part. So really, it's like, what, I mean, like I said, I'm not getting paid to say this. I just genuinely am having a great time. This is tournament number 2 for me. I was able to get my pass from placing last time, so I'm back in this one. And yeah, I really, like, hats off to you guys, man. You guys are killing it.
Yeah, we won't be having token gating, obviously, throughout, right? It's only because it's pre-alpha, and I'd rather be on call with you guys doing this with a small group. Enough people, right? A few hundred people is the data that I need to make decisions next.
Right.
I don't need people coming in and trying to slate the game, but it's intentionally gated, right? And then we'll open it up. There won't be token gating forever. We're going to have all the crypto elements of ownership and identity and all that kind of shit, and cross game,
Cross-platforming.
Cross platforms. We've got a token coming out in the new year. And then obviously we just, I don't know whether you saw, but we just acquired Emergent Entertainment in the UK, which is another 70 game devs that will come under me from yesterday. So
yeah, you guys were mentioning that in the AMA on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, because we're what, like 16 full time, or we were 2 days ago, and now we're 72 or something.
Wow.
It's just, yeah.
Damn.
And so we were talking earlier because my community came together around. I don't know if you ever heard of Undead Blocks, but that's where I got my kind of start streaming and playing Web3 games and kind of fell in love with gaming again. But what's the Okay, so we were talking let's say I win this race pass, hypothetical here. You know what I mean? So I win this, I win and I get my pass for this one. Is there, because of the NFT factor, is there a way that you guys are looking in the future to make it so that, let's say I placed in the first race and I got my ticket for the second race, but I can't play second race, but I could sell it on the open market to someone who, maybe they're good, maybe they're shit. That doesn't really matter, but the point is that I own that asset and I could sell my entry into the next tournament. Is that something you guys are looking towards, or?
So we totally looked at that, and that's actually what I wanted to do from the beginning, because what I wanted to do was see what market action. So if loads of people came in and went, fuck, this is great, and then other people turned up and went, well, I would have played. Then we could sell that on the secondary, and you could see. Oh. You guys there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Yep.
Very valued.
Oh, no, you cut out about 10 seconds back. You said, are you here? And then you were gone.
So what we wanted to do was, we were going to do that.
Oh, no, this is so important, dude. Your mic is like funky chicken right now.
Yeah,
this is the most important thing that we've talked about yet. We got to get your mic fixed, because that's so important to
Is that better?
Oh yeah, there you
Yep.
are. Okay, go time.
So we were going to do that, and then what we realised is that people might go into race, and then it's like the last few hours of the race, and they go on to the secondary, and then they sell a race pass. And now that's outside of our control, and people are going to be fucked off because they're like, well, fuck, I didn't, like, you mean I can't play anymore because you've closed the window? So we didn't, we didn't know what would happen. We couldn't put any controls around the NFT to only make it sellable at a certain time. And we just expected people would buy and sell, and people would just be degens, try and make money out of it, but they wouldn't actually be proper passes because you wouldn't get full access to play forever.
So a workaround for that.
We were just
Now it is a little bit more work, but if you have your own marketplace, you can do a little bit more control over, a time limit and stuff like that.
So we are developing our own marketplace.
Well, there you go.
But it takes a lot of work.
Of course. Yeah, we're just.
No, it does.
Yeah,
because
we're just
there's a lot
spitballing
of
here with you. You
theory
guys
and
are.
everything that goes into it.
Yeah. We've crossed this bridge before, and what I was gonna say, kind of a little bit ties to what Sliver said, is that I know there's a way to do it because of the blockchain, but just in the long term, obviously, whatever time down the road, but if you made it that the NFT would have to change hands by, January we'll say it's the 10th, so it would have to change hands by latest January the 8th at midnight UTC, and then that way, you know what I mean, it gives the window, and then people, because we had that in the Undead Blocks tournament, you weren't supposed to be able to rent out your packs. So then what people did was, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard of because I would never do it, but they were giving this one guy their seed phrase, and then he was playing their account at his computer, right? So that was why I had such a specific question on it, because we've been in this spot before where, like, the technology to be able to sell it would be cool, because then I think that, like, that's really the point of the NFTs and the digital assets. Like, if I own my thing but I can't sell it, then why do I own my thing, right? But if I am able to sell it, and obviously, like, this is like, I'm a guy flying your game right now, I don't know how to do that, but it's a thought that if you put a time gate on those NFTs for transferring, and then and I don't think it would be that hard to a guy who programs the blockchain, right?
Yeah, so you totally could do that. There's you can do loads of stuff on chain, right? You can change the smart contract, all sorts of things. But as you said, there's the cost towards doing it, right? And so it's do we spend time on doing that on these race passes when we know it's going to be open in the future and we're not going to have a gated experience? Because to answer your question from before, I want mass adoption, right?
Right. Okay. Yep.
In order for the thing to be as profitable as we want and as successful as we want, I want mass adoption. So I can't have, because we consider ourselves as a Web 2.5 game, right? Like, we don't. I want people to be racing this and not even knowing that it's a Web 3 game.
100%.
But I've got to make it simple as possible, right? So we could invest in that. Maybe we will for the next race, but I want to start looking at making it more public.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's a year down the road, 2 years down the road, I would say your approach that you're saying like that was the perfect answer to me, dude. I've been involved in several games now over the last couple of years at this stage where they're trying to do the tournaments, trying to get people, and I've said to guys like yourself, I'm like, okay, you want to make a game that people. That's why I asked that specific question. Do you want a game mass adopted, or do you want the elite? Yeah. Do you want the Mavericks of the gaming world to play your game? And clearly, you need the general person to get in there, or your game's going to fail, because there's only 200 elite flyers, and there's 10 million people who would love this game, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, to focus on that.
Alice has joined as well.
Oh, sick.
Hey, dude.
Good morning, Ellis.
Morning, Ellis. Great, man.
Just listening in.
Ellis, Senna's time is 56:11.
Yeah.
Look at this. Okay, he's right in front of me, and I just. Okay, well, that's not.
And you just crashed into the wall.
You're saying that he gets round at 56:11.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because your post says 55:11.
I've hit 56.01 right in front of him and 56.26 right behind him. So he's like somewhere in between there.
Right, so he's like half a second off his actual time as the ghost.
A full second as the
almost a full second, yeah.
So your post says 55:11 in the announcement channel, and his actual time is 56:11.
Or it's close. It's in between like 56 and 56.20.
It's just not. It's not that.
It doesn't matter. It actually was like pushing us.
No. It's interesting that you found. It's interesting that you found that though. It's I'll have a look into that. That could be a code issue or just a sequencer issue. Like he starts off actually a second or half a second slower than he should.
Oh right.
Could even be an interpretation of keyframes where he should be moving in a linear fashion or in a Bezier fashion in certain areas. So I can look into see. Could be multiple things. I'll check it though. But yeah, his actual ghost data itself does register at 55:11. So, however, if it's coming out that way, then it's something that I have done incorrectly. So I'll check into that.
All right, that's it. I'm out of here. I can't play this anymore. Just kidding, dude. I don't know if you caught the beginning of what we were talking about, but I think that you guys have nailed this like out of the park. So, hats off to this whole thing, man.
Like I think I just jumped in, and my computer was crashing on and off just as I jumped in. I think we were talking about the gates initially. It's what was the outcome of that? Was it pretty much like gates are graded more of an arcade kind of thing, but if we're looking for a kind of mass adoption, people wanting to really focus and bring in those top times, they're not going to want those gates changing kind of behavior.
Yeah, like RNG is interesting.
Yeah, I don't see an effect. I don't mind it switching up and down.
Me neither.
Keeps it interesting.
Me personally.
Yeah, I mean they're not there to any gate that kind of hinders you based on which way it's toggled. There should be a kind of a benefit at the other side of it as well. So if the gate, obviously, if you've got a low gate, then you're going to be able to grab that ground boost up to that low gate. But if the gate is toggled to a high point, there's usually a wind boost on the other side of it, allowing you to push you forward. So it's kind of like a disadvantage for an advantage kind of call, but that's gaming, isn't it? There's always going
exactly.
That's gaming. That's it's how games work. You're always looking for what's the best route for me and how can I get around it on the other side if I have to take this. But
well, not only that, but if you
say let's rip it out.
No, I don't think so. And I was saying even to the boys earlier, I don't know if you caught that, but I was telling them I mean, you have Formula One Monaco and you have Formula One Toronto. So of course you know what I mean. I think it's actually a cool thing that you make me have to fly a different course. And I mean, maybe that's something that you wouldn't have to do if there was, multiple courses, because maybe if you want to do that in the future, you could always do like lap 1 is Aero Bay, lap 2 is, Aero Bay 2, you know what I mean? And you could maybe, I don't know if that could work, but I think for just the average player who wants to just have fun and because look at Mario Kart, the thing stays the same, but as you go around, there's the boxes are either there because the guy in front of you got it. It's not the best example, but I like that things change because it keeps your brain thinking versus robot. Okay, turn 11, turn right.
So do I, yeah. And you guys have played this track before, so we're looking at how can we give you guys this track again and give you some different kind of behaviors, some different kind of things to play with, and how are you going to work with them. That's half the reason why I've changed the spec of the speeders as well. They're not just faster. They're they're not. The actual value of the speeders has barely changed, but certain other values have. So they're off the mark. One of them's a little bit quicker. There's a little less drag. One of them's a little less clunky in regards to weight, and for that reason, you're going to be able to maneuver the speeder better to ground boost to get much better speeds. And you notice that at the start right here, you can come around that second corner on the first lap, and you hit that bridge like you're going to fly off the map, don't you? So, it's all about how can we? That's the benefit now. So where can I add a disadvantage to make you really work for that advantage?
Yeah, and I love that because if you're trying to do a tournament where you have mass adoption, you know how many people come in and they go, oh, someone got a 53, they fly a 120 for their first lap. They're like, I'm out. Right?
totally. That's what we were worried about.
And it happens all the time, dude. Like I've seen, like I said, I've been doing these game tournaments in the Web3 space, and I love, by the way, the Web 2.5 because Web3 is so goofy to me. I love that you're like making your own space, like, you know, because you guys are the first people that I've actually had to use my wallet connect to get in the game. So technically you kind of, you know, could say Web3, but I just feel like that's so played out at this point that like you guys are making your own track, literally.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is, like, I think in a few years, there's, I don't know. If you're trying to become quote mainstream, it can't be different. You know, it can't be portrayed as different. Only difference is, hey, you have a wallet and potentially you own assets, which is like basically like CS:GO. You know, oh, you have skins. No one says that's Web3, but you have essentially NFTs that you can sell on a marketplace.
That's exactly the way it'll work. The Web3 bit that you're experiencing here is actually friction, right? Which is the gated experience. We're not going to have that. The Web3 bit that you'll choose to experience, right? You hear me talking about these different personas like investor and competitor gamers personas, right? And you can just compete in this and do what you want and win, and we'll pay you, and then you can pay your prize money, and then you can just transfer that into USD, and off you go and buy some beers at the weekend, right? That's the
I just got a new personal best, boys.
Let's go.
I saw that. I saw the green.
56.51.
Yeah, Mug, I guess I have a question. So if it goes mainstream, there's a free-to-play version, and they're racing Arrow Bay and their advertisements. Does advertisement income go into the treasury for racetrack holders, or a percentage of that? Are you thinking? Or
that's happened now, right? So the people who owned Arrow Bay in the first tournament, they all got paid out between the first tournament and this tournament. They all got paid out a percentage of earnings from our sponsors, and that has already happened.
Oh, yeah. No, I guess I'm wondering when it's released as a free-to-play game, and that those ads are kind of being projected onto a larger audience. Is there still going to be, in a non-tournament aspect, money going into the treasury from that, or whatever?
It's going to go into the people who own the track. So
Okay,
that model will continue to exist, and that's why we also need mass adoption, right? Because then sponsors are more interested, right? Like you need eyeballs. So at the moment we've got some good attention around the project. But what I need like 10,000 people racing this. So when I go and turn up conversations with Intel, we're not a secondary thought. We're like a real interest to that guy, because they want eyeballs. They want, and not only that, but you start thinking about the narrative of Celeros. It's like a future positive world. That's intentional, because I can have a conversation with IWC and hey guys, what do you think? What are your watches going to look like? And, well, we don't know. So why don't you test it with our community by doing a virtual version? I'll give you feedback.
Facts. Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot to do, but that's the main reason we're doing Web3, because of all those bits, not because of this token gating bullshit. And Len, our CEO, who you guys know, he's not a fan of this token gating shit. That's for sure.
I think there's I think that there's a place for both of it, like because people want to own their asset, right? And then if they want to sell their asset, then that's like a way to do it. And if you and if someone so like also people, I mean, I talk to guys mostly when I play is Call of Duty, right? So I talk to guys all the time. They're like, oh, I'm gonna buy the blah 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 bundle, right? $24. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got like that part of mass adoption for people is not a problem. They will do that willingly, gladly. But the ability to sell it later on. And so I was saying earlier to the boys that I think that it would be cool, like for example, if you had, like you have this race series right now, right? So you can like earn your way in, and you get, or you'd be like $5 buys you the NFT that gets you into the token gated tournament, right? But then you get to race, so you get in, you win, you get top 20 race once, you move on to race 2, and then there's all the people who bought their race 2 pass, and then the people who won their way in, right? But then you get to race 5, and now maybe you cut it off, or the price goes up a little bit, or whatever it is, right? and then now you're like, like let's say like SVL, his first place race pass holds like the pole position in the race or something, you know what I mean? And then that way,
exactly.
if he wants to sell it, he just sells it, and then it's no skin off your back, no skin off his back, everyone's happy. But also it's because to me, being in, like, what got me back into gaming after a decade of not playing anything was finding Undead Block's Web3 game, and I was like, oh wow, like you can play this game, you can have this asset, you could sell this asset, or you can play with the asset. It's like, it's all up to you, and that's like the beauty of it, right? But also you have free to play where, hey, you know what, you and your boys want to hang out on the weekend and have a Celeros tournament, you get together, play a Celeros tournament, right?
Yeah, totally. And that's exactly where we're headed with this. Yeah.
Love it, man. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
And if more games adopt that kind of mentality as well, you've got the opportunity for what are currently being called like open NFTs. So that skin is not just usable as utility within the game or sellable to friends who want to play, but it's seen in Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Call of Duty say, oh yeah, we see that you're playing. You see that you've got this skin from Celeros. Do you want to paste your operator with it? It's this.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you jump into a car in Call of Duty and you've got Celeros wiped all over it because you play the game, and that's where that's heading. That's where we don't want to jump completely away from it, but
not the focus.
Probably before everyone starts to adopt and realize that, hey, there's a lot of utility there.
But I mean, I think you guys are in a. Sorry.
That's why we've acquired Emergent Entertainment, right? These guys have got multiple titles and multiple relationships in with Netflix, Apple, PlayStation.
Sick.
So, as soon as you start getting multiple gameplays and you create a token that can work across multiple things, and you've got assets that make sense in multiple things, and you can come in and go across the whole of the Saltwater game suite and use those assets wherever you want, right? And that's pretty cool too.
Obviously, down the road, I think my favorite thing you guys said was that you're focusing on this being a game that people like. That to me, like, if you don't have a game, then you obviously, like, you don't have a game. I mean, I don't know why. My partner in our Discord, we've worked with a bunch of projects over the last few years, and we had one that we were with, and they were cool guys, and they had a great concept, and then they actually had a functioning game, and we talked to them, and they're like, yeah, but we don't know how to drive engagement. And I go, guys, you have 30-40 people in your Discord at a time, and you're playing marbles with them. Like, why don't you have 30-40 people in your Discord playing your game? Like, I don't know if that's revolutionary, but I mean, clearly you guys are doing that right now, right? It's like, we're here hanging out. We're not playing together, but we're playing together. Like Sliver's playing, I'm playing, Ginge is playing, SVL's playing. We're able to, like, we were saying that the leaderboard, what a clutch move you guys did that, because now it feels like I'm playing with the boys, right?
Totally.
Like,
we're trying to get closer and closer to a synchronous feeling where you're close to part of that, all that.
Love it.
Actually trying to make real world synchronous and rules as possible.
It's so good, man.
We put you all on the track at the same time. We're just making step after step to make it feel like, I can do a singular race without having 10, 15 speeders on the track at once, but that'll come.
Yeah, and plus the problem with that, though, is, like, I mean, as a guy who plays Call of Duty all the time, when you start involving hundreds of people playing, like, that's not easy to perform. We're lucky because we can see that from sitting in our living room playing video games, but to get hundreds of people across the globe to play at the same time, like, that's a whole other, like, let alone getting a game that works, that's like a whole other world that you have to incorporate too now, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
The tech behind the MMO code base alone is just fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
And then, to your point, it's not just the tech, it's the user experience of having too much shit going on, so we'll only ever have a certain amount.
Like 4 or something?
But at the same time, but you can have multiple races, right? You just be able to enter. You could have 1,000 races going on at the same time at different communities, but they've all got a limit, right?
Right.
And then you should just be able to move up through a tournament structure.
Yeah, like a round robin. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the minute, we'd throw up a dedicated server, allow people to jump into a lobby, and lo and behold, they'd end up straight up into a race with Jam. It's the first time they've played, and they're like, "Oh, great."
Yeah. Then they never want to play again.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm doing 3 minutes, and it's like, I'm not playing this anymore. So all that code needs to be introduced. You know, there needs to be algorithms in there to make sure that you don't end up with those pros that you end up in Call of Duty.
100%.
On just 12 hours a day streaming.
100%. Yeah.
You don't want those lobbies, do you? You just like.
No, I want to play a fun game. I don't want to hate my life. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying, I play Call of Duty with a friend, and I'm like, I'm not playing with him anymore. His KD's way too high.
Yeah, this guy's way too serious about this game.
Yeah.
No, that's
So in theory, with that, you could do like all kinds of. You could do like a tier system. You know, you could do like a score system.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
there's so many different options.
It's not unachievable, and it'll definitely get done.
Yeah. Like there's so many different options you guys can like just go down, and even just like, play with.
There's also different tournament designs, right? Like I like the idea that you're going to be able to go, I want to race in this race, and that's a certain kind of tournament. It's got different kind of rules, it's got different kind of dynamics, it's different kind of point systems, but it's all at the core of it is racing. But you've got different versions of it, and you'll be able to select that and then go into different tournaments based on that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and everything that we're just like Sliver and I are pretty avid gamers, so everything we're saying is like you guys are crushing it, and you know it's like obviously things don't happen overnight, and you know like but you guys sound like you're all the things you're saying are just because I have like, after being in this space for so long, I got games when I hear them talking, I'm like I'm out, and I haven't had that feeling at all with this
bullshit. They all have the same shtick.
Oh, it's yeah,
and some of it it's kind of sad because a lot of it.
It's to do with the fact that you are gamers as well. A lot of it's an interesting mindset that you've got because you find 9 out of 10 gamers have a problem with Web3. You know, a major problem. I mean, they wouldn't even entertain this, and it's not really a free game, is it? You know,
it's all the bad actors.
Gamers, and you're happy to jump into a well-gated game. So it's based on that narrow mindset and where we've got to take people prior to allow them to jump in.
But those guys to me lose all credibility because they'll also sit there and they'll buy the the whatever Joe Blow pack in Call of Duty for $30, and then they say that they're not into buying assets for games. So they don't know because all that you hear is the bad, right?
That's right. Yeah,
well,
that guy's
on top of that,
that's the guy running around as Skeletor in Call of Duty.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't think of a name, but
we're actually trying.
And I don't. And listen,
I'm trying to make it better, right? Like we don't think the game studio should be centralized. We don't think the game studio should be controlling all the data, controlling all the ownership, and making all the cash. You're a gamer and you're committing 20 hours and you're on a call like this doing this shit. Like that's contribution, right? So you should be able to own your shit and play a part of this, right? That's the bit I don't get, but I just don't think people understand it properly yet. That's the challenge.
Well, the thing
and all the shit that goes on in crypto with the bad naming of other projects, that's fucking the rest of us. That's the problem.
Totally. But the problem is, so here's a food for thought for you though, and to me, I look at, because I've been in business a long time. So to me, the only way that Celeros could pay me is if you guys are am I saying it right too? I feel like I'm butchering it every time I say it.
It's Celeros. Right.
Celeros? Okay. So
Celeros.
all right, so when you guys are if you were to pay, let's say you want to pay me out, and I go, okay, that would be awesome. I'd love to make some money to fly this game for the weekend. That would be sick. But what are you selling to make it so that I can make money? You know what I mean? And I feel like but you guys need to build the game, right? Like it's going to cost you millions of dollars to get the art crew in to finish off the art detail. It's going to cost millions of dollars to make the next 4 or 5 races. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's like that money, I feel like as a gamer would be well better spent. You guys take the money from the advertisements, you build me a sick game, sell me an asset that I can own, that I can sell if I do, let's say I place in this tournament, I'm 14th right now. So I place in this tournament 14th, and my race pass has a valuation because it puts me, maybe I can get in earlier on the race, or like how Formula One, pole position is, you guys know racing, I don't have to explain it to you, but your number that you finish has a valuation to it, right? And then that's my way of making money from the game, because then I could play the next tournament, place again, win, go up, sell, make my money, and you guys take the money that you made and you make us lap, track 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. And then when you have 10 tracks and you have millions of people playing, maybe you come back and say, hey, Slayer, you've been playing this since Tournament 1. You clearly like the game, which I do. Here's a piece of the action that we made over the last 5 years. Because to me, if you give me the money, then it's not going to where it should be, which is you guys making the game even better.
Yeah, true.
Sorry. The question there, Slayer, would you want to know ahead of time that money was going to go to you if you?
No, I'd rather not know. I'd rather get a Christmas stocking and there's a big, fat, nice NFT that's worth money, or you guys are like, hey, you get the Slayer Wolf skin for your track. We made it for you. Like, to me, that would be way cooler than, wow, I got $7.14 because 42,000 people got 7. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's and then that way, because this is what I've seen in this game space to date, is the fact that everyone promises me that they're going to pay me. And then when it comes, you earned X amount of dollars in game A. And then I'm like, okay, can I withdraw it? Like, they go, well, no. I'm like, so you know what payment is, right? Like, I do a thing and then you give me the thing for the thing I did, right? That's payment. So to say I earned something, but it's locked in your, Joe Blow token and it's worth shit anywhere else but in your game. No, I'd rather you just keep that to yourselves, but, be honorable in the fact that you think that you want to do that for your community. And then one day you just go, hey guys, AMA is Sunday afternoon. Nobody even knows what you're doing. Like the one you just had. You have a 5 p.m. Sunday, big news dropping. And then, and then the news is, oh, by the way, guys, the last 4 years have been off the hook. And we are able to, give you guys X, whatever it is that you can do that doesn't tank the project and makes your gratitude to the community that we have been here with you. I prefer that myself.
It's good feedback, dude. It's a really interesting topic that we're constantly thinking about, because it was really important to take that business model.
Your mic's going all funky again, dude. Can you? I don't know if it's like reception, but you're kind of blipping out a bit.
Yeah, let me try this.
Oh, so much better. Yeah, so much better. Okay.
Yeah, so we're testing all sorts of things here, right? Like, in a year's time, everything's going to be different.
Excellent.
Right? That's the whole point.
Right.
We want to test the game. We want to test the business model. We want to test feedback on paying out small rewards. But, at the end of the day, we have a cost of acquisition, right? Any game company, like AAA game company, we spend 30% on the whole development, on their marketing before they release it. We're doing this differently, right? So we're kind of, I guess, acquiring customers and being loyal and paying out and doing what we say that we're going to do. And that has stickiness to it. Like, this is my point of view anyway. All these guys actually do want to set it to paying out. It may only be $1 right now. At least they're doing it. Like, when up at 100,000 people, it'll be $50 when I get paid out, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of doing the same thing, but instead of it just being a promise, a thin promise, which is the problem in fucking Web3, we're actually doing what we say we're going to do. It's just only on a micro scale. So those two options, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it's $1, it's not that big. But if you do like $50 times, 100 people, that's $5,000, or what I mean. It's like that does add up pretty quickly, right? But yeah, I mean, and it's cool. Like, again, I mean, to me, here's what I'm going to tell you. As a gamer, this is my personal opinion. Your obligation to me as the Celeros game is to have this badass game that I'm playing right now. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, when I went as a kid, I'm a bit older probably than most in this call. When I was a kid, you went and bought Monopoly. The reward you got was that you got to buy Park Place and make your buddies pay you, right?
Yeah.
In game, you know what I mean? So if you guys and we played the shit out of it, like we played like Jenga and Battleship. There was no reward for me playing Battleship except for that I got to make fun of you at school tomorrow that I sunk your battleship, right? So if you guys can keep making a game like this, that's what I would expect as a gamer, is that, the game functions, the things that you say are going to happen in the game happen. Boom, let's go.
How does everyone else on the call feel about this? It's really topic.
So,
okay, let me.
I can
pause.
wait. I can wait.
I know you go, Sliver.
All right. So my background, right, is I do a lot of stock investing. Been trading stocks for like going on 4 years now. Which is how I kind of got into crypto, because trading crypto is basically fucking around with options in the stock market. So like there's a lot more movement, which I like. But anyways, so with a lot of companies, like, and you guys are a startup. End of the day, it's a startup, right? So your main goal, obviously, is to get more user base, and especially in the crypto space, getting more user base. Unfortunately, like if it's a no-name game and you see it on Steam, are you gonna go pay for, like, are you gonna buy it?
No, probably not. Probably not.
Unless one of your friends said, "Hey, I really like this. This is great," right? But then that person had to go in there and actually buy it. So like the like part, like having like a lower, like, "Hey, come just play your game," I think is almost crucial to this.
Yeah.
But then going into the business model, so obviously you have dividends from some stocks. And a lot of those companies, they give out dividends because essentially they have extra cash. You know, like there's only so much they can spend, so much they can research and improve their products. And then that's when they start doing dividends, because it's like, all right, well, here's extra money that we would normally have to essentially pay taxes on, that is just laying around, and you guys supported us and hold our stock. But until then, like previous to that, you know, they run into an issue, and that's why, you know, you're constantly having companies like reduce or increase their dividend amount based on, you know, what their current expenses are. It's like, all right, if we're gonna create a marketing department that goes after unicorns, we need more money for that. You know, if we're gonna build a space station on Mars, you know, we need more money for that. But if you guarantee, you know, your investors like a set amount each time, then now you're gonna run into issues potentially down the road of, all right, well, if we had this extra money, we could make it better and reach more people, which is arguably better long run for a business to be able to, okay, improve things here. What do people want in our game? Because that'll make you not just, you know, a few years and now you're broke. Now it'll turn into, okay, now, you know, we're running on 5-6 years with this game. Maybe we have other things, maybe we have other projects, but now we're more successful, and our early adapters or investors are going to be, you know, that much better off because you have ran your company like an actual business.
Yeah, got you.
So does that somewhat make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I love the tournament model in terms of treasury, track ownership, and paying out to people that own the track. I think if you do release it to free play, kind of like I said before, you could have a small section of that advertisement revenue being funneled into the tournament series, but that I feel like that ad revenue could be used for game development and just overall company growth. That would be probably more effective.
So in our forecasting spreadsheet, in our business model spreadsheet, where we've got some pretty, you know, I don't know whether you've seen Dave Bisek. He's a, you know, that's his shit. Right? He guys comes from a major finance background and DeFi background. So like, I think we've got like 9 or 10 different revenue streams, and sponsorship is only one of them. And you know, it's certainly not the largest. So, you know, we have other opportunities to make that model. And yeah, it really is just a cost of acquisition to be contributing something over. That's just about the tournament race. But you imagine there's multiple tracks, multiple locations. An Aero Bay racetrack is not free anymore, but you're paying for to own it, just like you would if you turned up to Monaco in the early days. You know, those people who own that, all the transaction volume, all the revenue that comes from that, all the secondary marketplace action, all that kind of stuff, right? There's multiple revenue streams for us. And at some point, like, you know, we've obviously got this wagering concept we're coming into the final with. You know, wagering in itself, betting on people, you know, just like you would if you're on a horse track. You know, all that's got a major revenue source. I mean, we're testing that stuff. We don't know how successful it'll be, but there are loads of concepts to make some good money, so we can continue developing things. So, but it's a really great conversation, and I'd like us to continue having these kind of chats about different areas of the business more often.
Yeah, dude, I was hoping to get you guys in a call.
Think about like limited time skins. Are you guys gonna do anything like that?
Wait, hold on. I have a question regarding this. So, what would you, hypothetically, right? If we provided you a way, I don't know, maybe you check in a few times a week, whether it's like a daily reward, you get some XP, you can cash in this XP for those skins. Is that worth your time? Is that worth
hell yeah? Not even hell yeah.
Honestly, you could do an RNG. Like you could do almost like basic loot boxes type thing, and there'll be like rarities of skins. You know. Yeah,
and like from me, here's how I'll sum that up for you. I've been playing the hell out of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I don't know if any of you guys are Modern Warfare 3 guys, but I played quite a bit of it. And I am 2 challenges away from Interstellar. And the only thing I get to do is have that skin and shit on people, and they get to see me with it on as I do it to them. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, like, yeah, I'm down for sure. You're like, okay, this week, you know, best lap time, you know, or maybe not even, I don't know what the thing is, but, you know, you have, you know, set things that you put in front of the community, and then they get the chance to like, I honestly, you're giving out the race passes is such a sick idea, dude. And if you do stuff like that, or, you know, you could win like the race track or whatever. Like so Sliver's part of my Discord community, and Cam J, there's a few of us actually on the top 20 right now. We're all from the same community, and we all, like, one of the things that Cam J said earlier was, the coolest part about this right now is that not only are we're having the Celeros tournament, but we're also having the DSG, you know, bragging rights tournament, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we're like doing it just for fun and hanging out, and we like, so Sliver, like I said, is like one of my, like, we hang out all the time. Like he's like, so I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I'm streaming the game right now on Twitch, and Sliver's like in my daily show with me. I basically stream, you know, minimum 5 days a week, you know, all day, different games, started with the Web3 stuff. And so this is like, you know, this is what we do. And that's how come we have so many like questions. Cause we've been asking these questions of games now for about, well, I've known Sliver now, what, a year and a half, Sliv? Close to anyways.
Yeah, like year and a quarter almost.
Yeah.
It was like, what,
November of 20.
Can you guys drop your Twitch handles into chat here? We got a chat.
Wait, Oz, what was the question again? It was about skins?
Yeah, so the question was, the hypothetical was, if we had like a daily reward, right, and this daily reward could be used to get your own skin, I basically said, is that worth it? And then, you know, Slayer Wolf, I think, mentioned, yeah. And then the 1B part of that question was, what's more valuable? You know, you getting this, it's still a badass skin, like Slayer was saying regarding Call of Duty, right? You get this Interstellar, but what if you can do like an add-on where you can slap your name, right? You can slap Slayer Wolf, or I'm sure you guys have seen Dean stream a bit. It says, I forgot what it says on the back of his, but it says Dean.
Dust Storm or something, right?
Yeah, Dust Storm. So is that more valuable or as valuable as that Interstellar skin, or is it more valuable?
Well, I would say
I think it's more
valuable, yeah.
Because it's, you know, it's one, it's custom.
Yeah, it's mine. Yeah.
And then 2, yeah, it's yours, right? So what you're also, you have the inclusivity, or I guess rarity aspect, right? And then it's also, it's like, now you're engaging your audience more.
Well, and
Totally.
and if it can be earned too.
And you earn it,
Yeah,
exactly,
exactly.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll give
maybe
you
if
kind
you
of an example.
participate in all 3 tournaments, you get
Right.
your name on the back of the
Yeah.
speeder or something.
Like,
Like
dude,
achievements
Yeah.
or challenges, I'll tell you this, and this should explain it all. I haven't been able to play like Call of Duty as much, but when I heard that I only had a day left to get all the challenges done, I got all those challenges done. I have games on my phone still. I have games on my phone that I still log in every day, just
to get the reward.
I don't even play it. But I still log in to get those daily rewards to get random shit that I'm probably never going to use.
Okay, so other question about skins. So one of the games that I used to play like a madman, I had to stop because it was seriously a problem. I was big in Madden, fucking huge
Okay.
in so it's extremely, and they had these weekend competitive leagues. And so they were notorious, instead of skins, they would release players or player upgrades, and then basically a skin that was shitty 5 weeks ago now skyrocketed in the marketplace. But for some of the, going back to my original question, but one of the concepts was they did allow you to burn 5 of your cards for you to get this new card, right? For
Yes.
whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving. Is that also something?
Yeah, totally sick. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, skins I think is very unique because you can do. There's so many different avenues you can run down. Like you could do a fall, summer, winter themed one, right? And you could potentially have special events or tournaments that you can only enter if you're using these skins, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can have like a small little boost. I know boosts are a little bit
Yeah, maybe not boost, but I know
play
what
to
you
win.
mean. Yeah.
right? So I think that's kind of a tricky slope to go down. And then you could do. This is some of the stuff I've been having to think about because I'm working on some other project myself. But like the rarity of like a skins, yeah, you could have you have to burn common ones to get a rare, or to get another spin on a wheel or another loot box that has a chance to get a higher rarity, right? And then your more rare ones, in theory, could be 1 of 5, 1 of 1, stuff like that. And some of maybe your more rare ones, those are going to be the ones that, in theory, you could be like, all right, I'm going to be able to customize to a certain extent. Like I'm going to be able to slap my name on there. Maybe down the road, I can go talk to a dev and be like, okay, I want my name to be like this design, or something like that. Because then, one, it's the whole, I have something you don't. But then two, you're also, like I said earlier, is you're engaging in being able to like feel more immersed into it. Because now you have something that's like truly yours. So now it's like, okay, now I have like some, I don't know, obligation or something. Like, all right, I like this.
You might even just have it as pride, though,
game.
right? Like it might even.
Yeah, you feel part of the game.
Yeah.
And then here, instead of okay, we need some money this month, so we're not going to pay out. So what we're actually going to do is just give you a skin, that, because once you have a big enough player base, you're basically marketplace will then be able to essentially pay your players just based on people
You might even
wanting
just have it as pride,
maybe
though,
like I
right?
said
Like,
earlier,
it might even-
maybe
you feel
they're
part of the-
useful.
yeah.
Maybe certain ones are for certain tournaments. Maybe if you have a certain one, then you're part of like a club of some sort that you get some alpha or some exclusive video or something like that.
Or you get a day early into the tournament just to have some fun. Something like that, or you know what I mean. You get to like, yeah. Give it like a.
I think
would
people
avoid pay to
undervalue
win, though.
skins.
Pay to win, bad.
yes,
Pay to
yeah.
win, bad. Yeah. Like the machine doesn't
Yeah.
change, but it looks cooler. Like, okay, if you guys put Slayer Whip on the back of this thing, you think I played the game a lot now. Like instead of
Now I
Celeros,
have
or it
something to
says
show my friends.
Celeros, and then underneath it's like Slayer Wolf, or you figure out how to get my logo onto that back fin or something, like I'm gonna play the shit out of this game. And I already am, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like so from a streamer's point of view, like that's, that value is more like, these guys went out on a limb and, did something for me. It's cool. I'm going to rep it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to have fun playing it. I'm going to make fun of the boys that they don't have theirs. You know what I mean? So when you get to those exclusivity, like even like Sliver said, like season 1, you get it's winter right now. So you get a get a Frosty the Snowman, MK4, and then in season 2 nobody can get that unless they played season 1, and we've seen that happen in a lot of games, over like big games over the years have done that. So I think like it's such a it's and as my only thing would be is that once you give the skin to the person, like let's say you make me the Slayer Wolf skin and I'm an idiot and I go sell that to someone who doesn't mean anything to them that they have the Slayer Wolf skin, that's my problem. Your problem was giving me the skin. My problem is what I do with it. And because I think that's where Call of Duty is falling off, is that they sell me the skin, but then they want to tell me what I can do with it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's so there was a skin that they basically banned, right? And as soon as I heard that they banned it, is like they took away my skin.
Oh, okay.
Like it was my skin. I earned that,
Yeah.
Like that was my skin.
Yeah.
How do you so I get more skin questions? We'll go the Call of Duty or the I think a popular game is Fortnite, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when these
Fortnite or even CS:GO. I mean, they
Right,
literally
so-
just
so
have
when these-
weapon skins.
Yeah, so when these skins come out, I'm gonna use Fortnite as an example because that I know for sure has this. So when they have like the Marvel, or you can now dress up as Patrick Mahomes or one of these famous athletes, what's your motive? Like, what drives you? Is it because like FOMO, you see other people and it's just a cool skin, or is it the nostalgia, right? Is it like, you were talking about Battleship from, I don't know, 90s or something.
Yeah,
whatever that was.
Yeah.
So if you saw like a Battleship from something from your childhood, does that mean way more than like if we partner with Red Bull and had Red Bull gloves or some shit?
So I would say that's a very tricky question to answer, because I think with 8 billion people in the world, there's going to be people who gravitate to all things, right? So there's going to be people who want the Red Bull skin because part of their childhood was Red Bull, and they're going to, and then I'm going to gravitate to the Battleship because, that kind of reminisces me to mine. But also, there's people out there that are sports fans that want to have, like look at Call of Duty is a great example. I don't play Fortnite, so unfortunately I'm out of my element there. But they just introduced Snoop Dogg, Nicki Minaj, Savage 21. They've got Skeletor. So all of those skins, I would say probably there's like 30% of people buy it, or even 25% of people buy it because they're like, man, when I was a kid, Saturday morning, Skeletor, that was my jam, right? And then you have people who are like, yo, Skeletor looks sick. And then you have other people who go, I don't care, like Sliver bought Skeletor and he's going to sell it for 50, I could then sell it for 55. You know what I mean? So you're going to have these like there's so many personality types that I feel like, and obviously as a game, you have to, you guys have said it, which is, I have like red flag things that I look at when I hear projects, and so far none have gone off with you guys, but it's more important that the people are happy with it, that there's a game, all of those fun things, right? Because if you get outside of that, then you're just kind of not really doing what you set out to do, and then if you add layers of having the skin that I can have, that I can really love, and it's my favorite baseball player, and you somehow were able to get the trademark to be able to use them in your game, like maybe that's why I buy it. Maybe I bought Nicki Minaj because I think she's good looking. Maybe maybe I bought Van Helsing because I'm into vampires. Like there's so many reasons why.
Maybe you literally just like collecting,
or maybe you just want to collect stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
is huge.
But
And
for you guys, what is your guys' answer?
Mine is it's that answer is like I'm all over the board. Like if you guys gave me a Slayer Wolf skin, I would never sell it. If I got a skin that was like all of a sudden the Ginge is like, oh my god, you got that whatever skin, I'll buy it off you for 10 grand. I'm gonna sell that shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't really care about it. But to him, it means something. So and also full disclosure again, I don't buy skins in games because I'm a cheap bastard. So, but I also, like my battle pass in Call of Duty, I earned that over 5 seasons. And now because I played the game, I earn my battle pass. And then if I play the battle pass, I earn skins and guns and fun stuff that are inside of that battle pass. So it's like, so I like the idea of being able to, like play Celeros, and at the end of the weekend, I get the you played the hell out of this tournament skin, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have
And that kind of forces engagement, especially if you do have something that like requires you to play. As long as it's not like overkill, I think
Totally.
that's healthy, because now, not alone are they like just winning or playing with their friends. Now they're also earning something on top that later down the road could be worth something. If it continues, or at the minimum, now you get to customize your car. It's like, maybe I hate green, maybe I hate the Hulk logo, the color scheme. Maybe I want.
How dare you shit on the Hulk
Captain
logo
America,
colors? I was just thinking how much they match. This is already the Slayer Wolf mobile. If you guys saw my logo, this is like my logo, but just it doesn't say Slayer Wolf at the back. My little guy, like my Twitch whatever avatar, like if you see it on my name as I'm talking, that little guy is called Hulk Wolf. And I was looking at this and thinking, yo, this is like, as soon as I was just thinking that the colors are so perfect for me, and then you said you don't like the Hulk one. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do like it, but I was just like, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, okay, the Hulk colors.
But doesn't it match? I mean, I'm not lying, right? Like that's like, it could be the Slayer Wolf mobile, right? Look at that thing, bam.
Yeah.
Orange, green and purple. That's what's up.
Yeah, so I got one more question regarding the Call of Duty concept, right? So hypothetically, this is Call of Duty. Again, you have this badass skin, Interstellar skin. So the hypothetical here is, what if Call of Duty allowed you to distribute it, right? Everything lives in the game, but if you want to take it out of the game, you got to pay a fee for them to put it on the blockchain, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. So is that something like yay, nay?
Okay, so that's an interesting question, because the only difference, so for me, the only difference between an asset that's on the blockchain or not on the blockchain is the record of it, right? So in theory, once you've made this thing, all you're doing to make it an NFT is you're attaching metadata to it, right? So I've been saying for about 1.5 years now that people are their heads are gonna spin the day that Call of Duty figures out the tax implications of people selling their skins and buying their skins. Once they figure that out, they're going to press a button, and guess what? Everybody owns a ton of NFTs. They're doing... Woo! Who did it? Sliver, did you just jump?
I am now
Ginge.
fifth place. Let's go.
Let's go, Ginge.
Yo, good job.
Good job, though.
Fish.
Good shit.
Thank God. Getting worried there.
You got it. Was that first person too?
First person.
Damn, buddy. So to me, like the aspect of the NFT portion of it, or the being able to sell it, and I was actually talking about the other day with someone that, so to use the Interstellar skin again. So I earn the Interstellar skin, you come along and want to buy it from me, and you say, hey, listen, I'm not going to grind for 72 hours, but I sure as hell want that, that skin. I'm going to give you $500 for it. And I go, you know what? $500 for the time I put in to get that skin, that's actually a pretty sick deal, because I was going to do it just for the hell of it. The only caveat that I would say is that, like, me selling it is my own decision. The person buying it is their own decision. And the only thing that you need from the game is the ability for me to go and regrind. I have to start the camo challenge over again. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 2 used to have their prestige would be you would sacrifice all of your progress to have a 1 beside your name.
Yeah.
And we would do that. I was like
prestige 7.
I was prestige 75.
Jesus.
And I had diamond sniper rifles. Like, dude, I stopped gaming because I looked at my stat in Black Ops 2 and I was like, okay, dude, you have a problem. Like when your thing starts
25
registering
days
in
played.
days, yeah. Like, you know, most people are like hours played, you know. I'm in days. Like I'm going, then we're gonna have to put on months is gonna be the next category. Like might need to get back to work, you know. But I willingly traded that in to just so that people, when they saw me, they're like, oh my God, this guy's prestige 15. That means he's gone through the entire program 15 times. But if you guys let me sell those skins, right? Like I'm saying, you guys as like a game, right? I get to sell those skins because they are technically my asset. That's the next game changer in gaming. That's when.
Yeah.
That's when.
Sorry,
yeah, go. Sorry.
Where this is a little different is they don't start off as NFTs.
Well, what's the difference? They're digital assets online. What's the difference? They don't have blockchain attached.
Which costs money.
Dude, trust me. To launch a
So you basically pay a fee to put them on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Right.
So are you looking at this for like a monetary way to make money, or to cover the cost of like having an NFT?
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's up to you. That's why it's an open question. What do you think?
Okay.
Or what would you prefer?
Well, I think that works. 'Cause it's more about personalization for me, and I'd love to put that skin on my vehicle. But then if I want to give it to my friend, putting it on the blockchain would be nice. Or being able to transfer it. But I don't know. I know you guys are working on the hangar and integrating NFTs and visibility into that and everything. So that could work. I assume you're already thinking about that. Skins in the hangar, right?
Maybe.
dot.
We've been thinking about all of the things. Yeah,
all of them.
Lots. Right.
So, I think the biggest thing with the whole NFTs is,
Guys,
where are you
sorry,
gonna take it?
I'm gonna have to jump off for 10 minutes. I'll be back on if you guys still.
Oh, we'll be here all day, buddy.
All right,
Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you have a good one.
No, I'm loving the work. Take care. Later. Bye.
Yeah, later.
Goodbye.
Where are you going to take your NFT? If you're actively playing a game, are you gonna be putting it somewhere? No, you need it for the game, right?
Yeah.
So I'd arguably say most of them probably don't even need to be NFTs, unless like quote you're minting to go send it somewhere to like your friend. Because like if you have your own marketplace, you don't even need to make them true NFTs so they can transfer.
No. Yeah,
Like because you just have it. Yeah, because you just have it on your account that has your ID or whatever, and boom, there you go. You sell it to them. Now they have it. And then with that, if you're looking for a monetary part, then now you have a 5 to 10% fee on each transaction. Whatever one you decide on. And then on top of that, that kind of incentivizes you and the company to make sure, you don't shit out 1 million of one skin, because then they're going to be worth pennies.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can also kind of use that too to gauge how well the game is doing like on like another data point. Because if people are actively spending money, like pretty consistently, then that means people are interested in the game. And they want to play it, and they're involved, they're immersed, they want to customize stuff. They want to make it theirs.
The only thing that I differ on from my perspective is that the benefit of the blockchain is that it's that you as Celeros, it's not your problem. Your problem is design a game, make it badass, make skins look cool, hook up things for achievements throughout your game, your world that you're creating, and then let people. That's why the blockchain is there, so that you don't have to do it, right? It's like the guy who grows a cow doesn't also own a McDonald's. No, he grows a cow, he sells it off, then some guy cuts the cow up, then some guy ships it across the country, then some guy sells it at their meat place. You know what I mean? It's like, because that's the beauty of the NFT is that it's out of your control. And side note, what you said earlier, Sliver, when we were going to launch the Dragon Slayer cards for our poker stuff, like I could launch them on Polygon Network for free. It just takes me the time to do it. So there is, it's not like, especially, and that's another thing that, like, hats off to that move too, guys, that you going on to Polygon, massive. My partner Crypto Dragon and I, who actually, that's how Dabbler Frost introduced us to the game, is that we've known Dabbler Frost since, like, back when he was at SPC and we were a different club and we were all hanging out playing poker together. So that's how we came to get to Celeros, and for the, you know, like in the last little short little bit. And we were gonna do cards. I have the cards made, physically ready to go, but I just kind of felt like for our purpose, selling the cards to people, we were gonna be put over our feet were over the flames now because we took money from you. Now we've got to deliver something, right? So that's a Rubicon that you have to cross at a certain point in time. But like, I love that you guys said from the beginning that you're not focused on that, but it is something that could come down the line, because I do feel like, you know, if there was ever a use case for NFTs, it's gaming.
Amen.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, we're already playing with NFTs. Like, what is the what is the Skeletor skin in Call of Duty?
It's just an on-chain NFT.
It's a digital art form asset on a game. Boom.
Yeah, that's linked to your
NFT.
account.
Only difference is it doesn't have a blockchain attached to it. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you, from what I've seen I can't guarantee it because that sounds like a dickhead thing to say, but I'd be willing to bet that the reason that Call of Duty hasn't done this move yet is because the tax implication of hundreds of millions of people playing your game and selling your stuff is not an easy ship to navigate. Once they figure that out, it's going to happen immediately. Yeah. Like, you think Call of Duty cares about, oh no, it cost us $17 million to turn all of our assets and put them on the blockchain? They're not even doing it. They're going to pay a company that registers. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys know because you've done them, but there's companies that you can go that will register your NFT collection onto the blockchain for you for a fee, and all you have to do is you just input the picture, which is what an NFT is, right? And then they implement a blockchain ID to it. Boom! Now it's an NFT.
I honestly don't even think they're going to do blockchain. If they ever do it, they're just going to pull a CSGO. They're going to have their own marketplace, and that's going to be easier. Yeah. Honestly, having the NFTs is somewhat of a headache, right? Because, you know, you have to worry about minting them. You know, you have to pay those extra fees here and there.
No, it's on Solana, or it's on Matic.
It's still money you're gonna have to,
like, so dude, 15 cents. These guys are paying $24 for the Skeletor skin. If it's $24.15, do you think they care?
No, it's not much if you're on the right chain.
If you're on the right chain, it's like no brainer. Like, Solana is, it's like you do a Solana transfer and they give you money back almost.
Yeah, but
what do you mean? What do you mean about the tax implications, though?
So, because that would be a revenue stream for the company. If Call of Duty or CS:GO facilitates a marketplace and they put their name on it, especially in the United States or China, where I'm from, guess what? You think the government of Canada is not going like, oh shit, Celeros is selling stuff to Canadians, and then Canadians are selling Celeros assets? Do you think that... Okay, here's a perfect example. If I go buy a pair of Nike shoes, and then I sell Nike shoes on eBay, guess what my government expects me to do? Tack on 13% for that sale. So you think they're not going to do it to your sale on any... It doesn't matter. You could say that I did it on the 1, 2, 3, 4 spaceship chain, and the government of Canada's like, I don't give a shit, you owe us 13%. Pay up.
Yeah.
Right?
But that applies to loads of sort of transactions that you do as a consumer across the board, right? Like, you know, you buy or sell assets, and you've got capital gains. That's your responsibility, right? So
right.
Yeah, that is all over the place, right? And the benefit is that,
I'll be right back.
you know, if it's on chain, then the government organisations can actually see these transactions, right? So you're open to being audited at any stage.
I mean, I think in the digital age, like, no matter what, everything is tracked. It doesn't matter, but the blockchain just makes it safe. I mean, if you like,
not doing that.
I'd say it's easier to track.
Not easier than what? Easier than what? Like carrier pigeons? Yeah, for sure. But like, if it's online,
I can see. I've seen every single coin you ever traded.
Monk, you probably need to invest in a new mic.
Yeah, the mic's going funky chicken.
I don't know. Discord doesn't like you today.
No, but I'm just out the back of my house and I got my kid in my arms.
Oh,
Ah.
dude, thanks for taking the time out of your day to come and hang with us, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great hanging out with you guys. I am going to have to bounce. I've got a baby that's looking like it's wanting to cry or feed.
Oh, poor thing. Yeah.
He loves it. He's been watching the screen all the way through. But dude, guys, this is great. This has been a great way to start my day today. So I really appreciate your feedback and your passion. It's just so rewarding for us. That's why we do this shit. So
Hell yeah,
let's
man.
do more of it. Right, I'll keep my eye out for you guys in the lounge over the next few days, and I might even prepare a couple of topics I want to talk about, if you don't mind, and then we can bounce and chat about stuff again.
Love it, man. Yeah. And
We also have a server too, if you want to invite to it.
Could you also send me your Twitch handles where you're streaming?
I put mine in the chat for Lounge 1. It's in that chat there.
Got it. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, and that's like I said, we're like my partner Crypto and Dragon and I, we've been doing this with games for almost 2 years now, where we, but so many guys, they don't like, and everything I've said to you, I'm being full disclosure, you guys you've given me nothing. You guys are kicking ass. Well done. Everything so far, I honestly have nothing that I could say that's bad. I don't think anything, it's all great. And we're more that's what our Discord, that's what we do, is we hang out, we play games, we talk shit, and we discuss how to we're all businessmen that want to do something, make things, create, and and so the fact that you took the time to come with us is so sick, because so many times we're doing these games and the people don't care. They don't even care about their own project, but I'm supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just here, take my shit and run with it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, right? Because there's you put all this work into stuff. The biggest reward is not it's not only the money in your back pocket, right? And we're obviously not making any revenue at the moment. This is the reward for us and the team, right? I almost want to record this stuff and get the whole team to hear this shit. So,
well, I got it on my Twitch, man. I'm gonna make a VOD. That's another thing I do, is I actually, all these games that I've participated in, I do what I'm doing right now, and that's why for me this is so sick. I wanted to reach out to you guys, but I know you're busy, and I didn't want to be one of those guys. So the fact that it just happened, just purely off the cuff, that you guys came through and hanging with us, this is literally what I've been doing for a year and a half, is streaming the gameplay, talking with the guys who are the brain of it, and as we're talking, people hear your guys' passion and see what you built in front of them as we're talking about it. So it's I couldn't have asked for a better Wednesday. This is you guys think your day started off great. This is what a gift to me, because as much as I like playing Call of Duty, they're I'm just some guy playing Call of Duty, and I'm playing Celeros right now, talking to the brains of it. It's two different worlds, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if there's anything our community can do that we can reach out and work with you guys, help you guys, you want, I would love to have another session where we could sit down and talk, bring your questions. I love it, man. It's makes me have to think and kind of revisit where I've been, right? So
absolutely, let's do it.
Sick.
I'll reach out to you guys and start following on Twitch, and we'll probably chat over the next 2 days. But you guys get some better times, right? I want to see you smash 50 today.
Oh, dude, I'm at 50. Oh, smash 50? I don't know, dude. That's
I'm going for 53. You'll see me up there.
I'm going for top 10, whatever that is.
Oh, just
I'm
promise me,
beating
Monk, that if I'm in top 16 in the final, you put my name on the back of that speeder.
If you're in the final, you're going to get your own skin when you're competing.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, is that really actually happening?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, okay. All right. Yo, you guys, I'm not sleeping for 2.5 more days now.
Okay, well, thank you, Monk. I appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, Monk. Really appreciate it, man.
The prize pool is triple what it is in this.
Crazy.
So you could be winning 3,000 US if you win in the final.
So, but I'm
Wow.
curious, if there's only 16 players, 16th place probably gets a little bit of money no matter what, right?
No, I'm being more ruthless in the final.
Oh no, 10.
But hey, hold on. So this is a perfect tie around to your original question, or not your original, but one of. But the person that, so okay, you're more ruthless, which yeah, you should be first, second, third, you know, that or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you're already saying that if you're in the final, you get your own skin.
Well, you're going to get your own skin when you're racing.
Yeah,
so you're
sick.
going to log in and you're going to have your own skin for
Done.
the final tournament, which, by the way, is going to be streamed live with George Morgan as the commentator and Bruno Tenner.
Yo, dude, this is like
Talk
that
about
to me
pressure.
is worth it, just to get.
Oh wait, what dates? Not February 1st, right?
At the end, we're trying to get everything done for the end of January, and I think we probably will now. So it'll probably be like last couple of days of Jan.
Okay, that works for me. Perfect.
Oh wow, for the final round.
Final, yeah.
Sick, awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, thank you so much for coming through, man. This was, like I said, you made my week right here.
Thank you too, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Thank you again. Cheers.
Awesome, man. Yeah, cheers, dude.
Peace, man.
Cheers.